Meeting. Today is October 5th, 2021. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Crawley.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I would like to begin by taking a moment to recognize our new clerk, Brittany, is it Razik? Razik, I want to make sure I say that. Brittany Razik, who comes to us from the city of Columbus. We're so thrilled and excited after a search to replace Dean Hinderling, who moved on to greater opportunities. We have found someone else that can endure the three county commissioners in this wonderful Franklin County. And so I do want to just take a minute to welcome you, Brittany. We're really looking forward to working with you, excited about what you're bringing to the table, and I'm sure you're going to keep us all in line.
Thank you very much.
Great. All right, let's get started. All right, as a reminder, this is a public meeting and is being recorded. For those calling in, please ensure that you have muted your phone line by pressing *6. We very much appreciate your appreciation. All right, is there a motion to approve the minutes of the September 28th, 2021 general session and the September 29th, 2001 administrative briefing?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes have been approved.
Perfect. First we have the auditor.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Pardon me.
Resolution number 76721. Second amended resolution extending the period for filing an application for the registration of dogs in Franklin County without penalty pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code, Section 955.01.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is Adam Seeley, Staff Counsel for Auditor Stinziano. Commissioners, the Auditor's Office respectfully requests a motion to table Resolution 0767-21 for one general session due to unforeseen administrative circumstances. The Auditor's Office requests that the Board reconsider the pending resolution at the October 12, 2021 general session. And pending any comments or questions, we'd seek approval of a motion to table. Thank you.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I move to table Resolution 76721 until the next general session.
Second.
Resolution number 76721 has been tabled until next week, October 12th.
Great.
Thank you.
Yep.
But just a moment, you need to vote on the tabling.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, did we not vote? Okay.
My apologies.
Okay. Good catch. Good catch.
Thank you. My apologies. Moved and seconded in voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 76721 has been tabled until next week, October 12th. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, next is the Clerk of Courts.
Resolution number 76821, resolution authorizing an agreement with ServiceNow for incident and asset management software in the amount of $10,200.
Good morning, Commissioners. Adam Lukout, Director of Technology, CIO, on behalf of Clerk of Courts Mariella O'Shaughnessy. This resolution authorizes an annual renewal with ServiceNow Incorporated for their incident and asset management software to support the Clerk of Courts IT division. We've been using this software for the last 2.5 years for tracking issues from e-filers, attorneys, the courts served by our office, and internal staff. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
Is there a motion?
Oh, sorry. Are there any comments or questions? It's Mercury retrograde, technology issues. I move to approve Resolution 76821.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 76821 has been adopted.
That's totally my fault. I've distracted Commissioner Crawley, and so she's actually working on something to help me out. So I don't know. Did you get it update? No. Okay. But you know what? We won't worry about it. We're going to trust all the reviews of staff on all of the resolutions. So we're going to fly blind here a little bit today.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Yep. Thanks, Adam. Next is the Coroner.
Resolution number 76921, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Coroner to sign an agreement with The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center for non-hospital teaching agreement.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is Bev Harper, Chief Fiscal Officer with the Franklin County Coroner's Office. This resolution will authorize the coroner to sign an agreement with Ohio State University to allow medical students and residents to conduct a forensic rotation with the coroner's office and to learn from our forensic pathologists and other professionals in the coroner's office. Pending any questions, we ask for approval of this resolution. Thank you.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 76921.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crowley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 76921 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Engineer.
Public hearing, resolution regarding establishing, altering, and widening of Clark State Road, County Road number 95, between Wagner Road and Babbitt Road, Jefferson Township, Franklin County, Ohio. Viewed engineer to file plans as necessary.
Okay, today we have a public hearing. The clerk has read the public hearing notice, and so at this time, I'd like to open up the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience who would like to speak on this public hearing? But don't believe we have any speaker slips, so seeing that there are none, I'd like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 77021, establishing, altering, and widening of Clark State Road, County Road number 95, between Wagner Road and Babbitt Road, Jefferson Township, Franklin County, Ohio. Viewed engineer to file plans as necessary.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Cornell Robertson, honored to serve as county engineer for every resident, every day. Do a mic check first. Can you hear me okay? I'm used to being on Zoom and quite frequently having my mute still on, so this is nice to be here and in person, so.
Is the little green light on your mic?
Yes, it is.
Yep, you're good.
All right, thank you. I'll start by saying a happy birthday, President Boyce.
I was trying to avoid that. You got Mark Kovac here at Dispatch, all kinds of things can come when people know that celebrate.
It's a day to celebrate. I hope you have a great day, really.
Just don't ask me how old I am, that's all.
No, sir.
They already know. They're going to
So they already know.
ballot
Public record, yeah.
And Brittany, welcome to the
Thank
Franklin
you.
County family.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Commissioners, this first resolution is for a roadway curve improvement in the northeast part of the county in Jefferson Township along Clark State Road between Wagner Road and Babbitt Road. This is the second resolution in a series of two to declare the project necessary. Resolution states that the project has been viewed and will allow the engineer's office to begin design. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 77021.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crowley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 77021 has been adopted. Resolution 77121, report second of the Franklin County Engineer establishing sums of compensation for a portion of the owners of property abutting Lockbourne Road, County Road number 13, at London Groveport Road, State Route 317, Hamilton Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $300.
As stated, this capital improvement project is in the southeast part of the county in Hamilton Township at the intersection of Lockbourne Road and State Route 317. This is a cooperative project that includes Franklin County, ODOT, and the Franklin County Transportation Improvement District. This particular resolution is the second report for right-of-way acquisition, includes one property, and the appraisal is based on fair market value. Respectfully request your approval.
Any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 77121.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crowley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 77121 has been adopted. Resolution number 77221, report eighth of the Franklin County Engineer establishing sums of compensation for a portion of the owners of property abutting the Elliott Road and Hayden Run Road Drainage Improvement Project, Brown Township and Washington Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $3,616.
Commissioners, this drainage improvement project is in the northwest part of the county, again in Brown Township and Washington Township. It's along Elliott Road and Hayden Run Road. This is a project that will not only improve drainage along the roadway, but will also reestablish drainage of the Joseph Carr Ditch. And some of that pipe had been placed over 100 years ago. And just as a reminder, this is our top priority project request for American Rescue Plan funding that I gave testimony on back in July on the 15th, which I really appreciate you all listening to ideas on how to use that funding. And so again, this is our top priority project. It will, again, improve drainage along the roadway, in the watershed, but will also improve septic systems, operation of septic systems for the residents. Therefore, will improve the safety of the drinking water wells and will improve farming in the area. So that's not the focus of today's resolution, but just a friendly reminder. And this particular resolution is the 8th report for right-of-way acquisition, includes 2 properties, and the appraisals for those properties were based on fair market value. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 77221.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 77221 has been adopted. Resolution 77321, Report 13th of the Franklin County Engineer establishing sums of compensation for a portion of the owners of property abutting the Morse Road at Babbitt Road Improvement Project, Plain Township and Jefferson Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $95,403.
This capital improvement project is also in the northeast part of the county at the intersection of Morris Road and Babbitt Road. Morris Road is the line between Plain Township to the north and Jefferson Township to the south. This is also a cooperative project that includes Franklin County and ODOT utilizing federal safety funds. And this particular resolution is the 13th report for right-of-way acquisition, includes 1 property, and that appraisal was based on fair market value as well. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 77321.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 77321 has been adopted.
Thank you all very much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Thank you, too, Engineer. Next is Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Board.
Resolution number 77421, resolution authorizing execution of an agreement with NBBJ LLC to provide design professional services associated with the planning, design, and new construction of a mental health and addiction crisis center in the amount of $3,455,900.
Good morning, man of the hour, President Boyce and Commissioner Crawley. It's great to see you this morning. The Adam H. Board of Trustees is recommending passage of the resolution before you today. In order for an architect and engineering contract to be executed with NBBJ as the lead on the design team for the very important and upcoming Franklin County Mental Health and Addiction Crisis Center. If approved, the resulting contract would bring NBBJ, Architecture Plus, Dynamics, HAWA, Corda, and iScience into the project team. Adam H. is leading this team with support from the Public Facilities Management team and the owner's representative that you approved in March of this year. Our owner's rep team is led by the Hammis Company Healthcare and includes Ginger Cunningham and Associates, Velocity Construction, and Tracy Stocking and Associates Architects. This implementation team brings talent, diversity, expertise, and a commitment to delivering the vision we have set as a community for our crisis center to serve as the cornerstone of the continuum of services for adults experiencing mental health and addiction-related crises and their families. Before seeing if there are any questions, it would be remiss of me not to again thank all of the team at the Public Facilities Management led by Darla Reardon, and to thank you, the commissioners, for the $10 million capital commitment to this project. Additionally, Our capital campaign efforts we have more than 80% of the $50 million needed for the project or have been committed. Additionally, Adam H's Board of Trustees have approved and added $3.2 million in contract to support this project. I am joined today by our CFO, Patrick McLean, and our Vice President of Planning and Evaluation, Mr. Jonathan Thomas, and we are happy to answer any questions related to this resolution.
I don't have any questions, but I will make a few comments. And want to congratulate you, Ms. Clark-Jones, for your leadership here. This is, I think, your first sort of major project as our leader in alcohol drug addiction services. And as I think about Central Ohio growing the way it is, we're expecting over 1 million people, new residents, over the next 20 years or so. And with that growth comes the challenges of a growing community and on so many levels. And mental health and addiction services are at the core of what a strong and vibrant community can provide for those who are in need of services when they need services. And a crisis center does just that. We are soon going to be opening a new correctional facility. And connected to that, I mean, we get a lot of comments about, spend all this money to build a new jail. But what people aren't talking about, we're not talking about, is this kind of effort that goes in conjunction with that new facility. Most times, people who land in our correctional facility are in a crisis situation themselves. And the idea that we can better triage the services or needs that they have and provide them not just with access to the court and judicial system, but access to a better way of life, better choices, better access to resources is what this represents. And so we're really thrilled and excited about the services that we can provide our most vulnerable residents at a time and that's perhaps the most vulnerable in their life. And that's when there's a crisis occurring. And so congratulations to you. I know this is the very beginning, just doing the transaction for the funds, for design funds at that. But it really is a significant and meaningful moment because to me, it speaks to our future, and it speaks to what we're going to look like 5 or 10 years from now. And my final point is, I've been in politics a long time now, and we probably started around the same time, you and I. But one of the most fulfilling moments, and I know Commissioner Crawley gets this, is when you drive around and you can see the things that you've done to impact in community, and you know that it's making a difference in somebody's life out there. And there's nothing more fulfilling than that feeling. And so I think that's what this signifies. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for this community, and thrilled that we're able to be a part of it with Adam H.
Thank you so much, President Boyce. Our Board of Trustees feels the exact same way, and I'm honored to represent it today.
I just would like to add in, when you and I had our briefing maybe a month ago, I talked about this, and most people who have followed my career know that I have been a very vocal advocate, especially in the mental health space, and I've talked about my own journey dealing with depression and anxiety and being able to live a life that I love and being successful. And I'm not an anomaly. I just have been privileged to have opportunities to have access to care. And so I think about the people that I represent in the legislature, even now in Franklin County, and to Commissioner Boyce's point about having our correctional facility opened and really treating people, it's the access to services and triaging them to get them where they need to be and not incarcerated, and helping them along their journey and path to have access to services, get the treatment that they need, be able to break down stigma, because at the end of the day, it doesn't just help the individual, it helps our community, and it impacts our community. And so I'm excited to be able to support this new crisis center because there are people who look just like me, who just needs an opportunity to get the help that they need, to be able to live a productive life, and seeing, how government can move and be supportive and not take forever is exciting. And so happy to be able to support this resolution and the ones that will come, and then see this crisis center come to fruition. So thank you for all the work that you and your board has done up until this point, and looking forward to being a continued partner. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner Crowley.
Commissioners, if I can just really quick, Joy Bivens, Deputy County Administrator of Health and Human Services. I actually sit on the advisory committee for this crisis center, and the work that is being done, to everyone's point, is transformational. And I want to just make mention to the community, many times when we look at projects like this, we look at dollars. You cannot place a price tag on disrupting, generational poverty, or transforming or impacting someone's mental health for the good, right? This crisis center supports everything that the commissioners would like to see in programming that supports the Poverty Blueprint Plan: alignment, integration, collaboration. So congratulations, Director, and I'm really proud of the work you're doing, and I'm honored to be a part of this.
Thank you so much, Director Bibb.
Any additional questions or comments? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 774-21.
Moved and seconded in voting. Commissioner Crowley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number
Wait a minute,
774-21 has been adopted.
I got a vote too.
Oh,
I know Commissioner O'Grady, he always does.
he
that.
threw me off.
throws it
My
in. He doesn't
apologies,
need to be able to vote.
Commissioner. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 774-21 has been approved, or has been adopted.
Yep. Thank you. Congratulations. Next, Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 775-21. Resolution authorizing a COVID-19 recovery grant agreement with the Workforce Development Board of Central Ohio to support the Women Back to Work Initiative and workforce development training programs in the amount of $2,537,300.
Morning, Commissioners. Director Jim Schimmer, Economic Development and Planning. Welcome, Clerk. Nice to see you. I wanted to just give you a little prelim to this resolution. Emmanuel Torres is going to lead you through that this morning. On the call, though, we do have Dawn Tyler Lee, and we also would have Lisa Pat McDaniel as well. But Emmanuel will take us through the resolution, please.
Certainly, and good morning. The host has my video stopped. Just wanted to let everyone know, but I will, here we go. Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. Emmanuel Torres, Assistant Director of Economic Development Planning. This resolution is to consider a COVID-19 recovery grant agreement with the Workforce Development Board of Central Ohio to support the Women Back to Work initiative, as well as ongoing workforce development training programs. The Women Back to Work initiative will produce a one-day event to provide women of Franklin County whose employment has been impacted due to the COVID-19 pandemic information on job opportunities, training and education, financial support, mental health support, and coaching sessions on career planning. Additionally, the Workforce Development Board will develop and implement a pilot program that will bring women together in networking cohorts with focused support to gain employment in high demand occupations, career exploration activities, and individual career paths development to support their employment search activities. Furthermore, this agreement will support the Workforce Development Board to continue implementing training programs to assist any Franklin County resident and engage them in workforce development training and career advancement opportunities. This agreement will be supported by funds awarded to Franklin County by the United States Department of the Treasury through the coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds established under Title IX of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. And the grant period for this agreement will be from October 15th, 2021 to December 31st, 2024. Pending any questions, staff requests your approval for this resolution.
Commissioners, as I mentioned, former Commissioner Dawn Tyler Lee is on the call today, and I know she might want to say a few words.
Thank you, Director. Good morning. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yep, good morning.
Thank you. Black and Hispanic women aren't sharing in the job market recovery. COVID-19 job market wreaks havoc on Black women. By most measures, Black women have been hit hardest by job losses from the coronavirus pandemic. President Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Crawley, Administrator Wilson, and everyone gathered in person and virtually, good morning. It's a pleasure to be before you this morning. I'm pleased to speak in support of Resolution 775-21 that invests in women and ultimately their families. I open with just some of the headlines we've seen in recent months from publications like CNBC and US News and World Report. The need for a program like this was clear to me when it was first presented this summer by Deputy County Administrator Eric Janis and Workforce Development Board President Lisa Pat McDaniel when I served as Interim County Commissioner. And the need has become even more clear during my current assignment as Interim Executive Director of Dress for Success, where we empower women to achieve economic independence. Every day, the small but mighty Dress team has the honor of serving women in our boutique, on our mobile career center, and through the empowerment programs we offer, all of which the commissioners help to support. We meet women who share stories of struggle to success, turmoil to triumph, and hopeless to hopeful. In one of the articles referenced earlier, the Labor Department's chief economist, Janelle Jones, stated, among demographic groups, Black women experienced the steepest drop in labor force participation and have had the slowest job recovery since January 2020. It took until 2018 for Black women's employment to recover from the Great Recession, and now almost all of those hard-won gains have been erased. Kate Bond, an economist at the Washington Center for Equitable Growth, said, whoever was hit the hardest takes the longest to recover. And we know it's been women who have been hit the hardest. Historically, women who dropped out of the workforce during a recession to care for their kids often struggled to return, being unable to find a job in their prior role or draw the same wage. But as bleak as these stats might be, there is some good news. The good news is that this county investment in women devastated by COVID can put families on a different path. Whether women opted out of the workforce during the pandemic voluntarily or involuntarily, the good news is this county investment in women and ultimately their families will provide them with the tools and resources they need to opt back in. The good news is this county investment in women will provide a network of support to participants in the 3 cohorts we seek to form to help them achieve their career goals. The good news is this county investment in women is a collaborative of trusted workforce development partners. And more good news is that our table is big. If there are others who would like to be part of this effort, we welcome them. I believe in the African proverb that says, many hands make light work. When I was interviewed by the Dispatch after being sworn in May, I shared that although my tenure as an interim county commissioner would be short, it was my goal to identify one effort to wrap my arms around to support that would help ensure that Franklin County residents aren't just surviving, but thriving. I believe this program will do just that. But it's even more personal for me. When I was in college, my mom got laid off. I was attending school out of state, and I remember wondering if I would have to pack up and come home. But thanks to my mom's dedication, resilience, and a strong support system, she was able to get back into the workforce and I was able to stay in school. And we hope this program will do the same for other families in our community. Because to whom much is given, much is required. Thank you to Director Shimmer, Mr. Torres, Ms. Harris, and the rest of the Economic Development team, and of course to you, commissioners, for this critical investment in women. I look forward to continuing to work with Lisa and her team and our community partners as we bring this vision to a reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We do have one speaker slip, but I don't know, is Lisa Pat McDaniel on the line too? Do you have comments as well?
I'm available to answer any questions that you all have.
Great, thank you so much for joining us today. We do have one speaker slip filled out, and I believe it's for Nana Watson, is that correct?
That's correct.
And Nana, I know that, Ms. Watson, rather, I know that you know the rules, but it's my obligation to restate them for the public for consistency. We do allow our speakers to, we do ask our speakers to limit their remarks to 3 minutes. And we ask that you keep your speaking item to the agenda item that is in front of us. Certainly, we ask that folks refrain from obscenity, commercial advertising, defamation, or slander, and we ask speakers to conduct themselves in an orderly conduct. So, with that, Ms. Watson, the floor is yours.
Thank you so very much.
And good
Good
to see
morning,
you.
commissioners and county administrators, and happy birthday to you, Commissioner Boyce.
Thank
I
you, Ms.
will
Watson.
abide by your rules. You probably will need to time me. I have a lot to say this morning. I'm president of the Columbus branch of the NAACP, as most of you know. I completed a speaker's slip to speak before you. The speaker's slip inquired if one was against or for. I checked the against, as there was not another choice. However, I am here to seek clarification on this legislation. I contacted the office, the county office, on Friday, shared my concerns. I received an email from Lisa Pat McDaniel saying that she understood that, excuse me, the NAACP had some performance questions. That's absolutely true. And she wanted to know if she could send them to me or she could address them today. I didn't respond, so I'm sure she'll be addressing them today. Now, before I talk about my concerns, I received a call at 4:50 p.m. yesterday from a county executive stating that you, President Boyce, did not want any opposition to this legislation. Clearly, I was stunned. I grasped my pearls and I said, is this an intimidation move? I didn't like that. And I'm putting you on notice today. Don't ever call the NAACP and say someone has opposition, because that let me believe that you didn't want me to speak. I see you shaking your head, Jim Shimmer, because it was you. I wasn't going to call you out, but it is you. So I want to say I submitted the speaker's slip on Sunday. If the county was concerned about the NAACP speaking, why did I not receive a call yesterday morning asking me about the concerns? Had this occurred, perhaps I would not be speaking.
President Watson, you have 1 minute
Nonetheless-
remaining.
1 minute? Okay, I'm just going to say I have many questions about this, this legislation. Who are the women? How are you going to recruit them? And the list goes on. So I welcome an opportunity to speak to the commissioners about this legislation. Thank you so much for affording me this opportunity.
And I want to also thank you once again, Ms. Watson, for joining us today. You're always on the job representing our community. But let me be clear. I sent no message, no such thing of word. I did not want opposition. My comment to the administration was, when I found out that you were submitting a speaker slip in opposition, my comments were find out why. And if there's an issue, then we pull the legislation. You know, and so to me, what I asked my staff to do was to figure out what your concern was, because the way I see it is, if Nana Watson, the president of the NAACP, has a concern about a resolution that is supposed to be for women back in the workforce, there's something, I'm concerned about that. And so I want to know what the reason is. And so my message was more to the administration to find out what your concern was, but in no way, first of all, you know me and I know you, I would never call you and and tell you, I don't want any opposition. You're free, and anybody else is free to oppose any resolution that they feel that they should. And so my position was actually one of support for you to say, find out what her concern is. And if it's a concern that we ought to be all concerned about, then I'm going to address it. And so I wanted answers as to, and my goal was that perhaps Director Schimmer would call you, find out what the issue is, work it out, and then we wouldn't have an issue. But if it didn't get worked out, I was prepared to hold the resolution in order to find out what the issues were, so that they could, because I'm certain they could be addressed. But, and so I want to be clear, I stand in support of the NAACP. Anytime you have opposition, that's a red flag as far as I'm concerned, and on our side. So let me, that wasn't the intent. And also, I would say one last thing, and this is directed at the administration. No one speaks for Kevin Boyce. Only Kevin speaks for Kevin Boyce. So if you don't hear something from me, there is no such thing as the commissioner, somebody speaking on my behalf to say, well, we're pulling this for the, you'll hear from me if that's where I stand. So I apologize that there was some miscommunication here. And I would like to take a minute to see if your questions can be answered. If they can't, I would ask that we set up a meeting, and I'd be happy to host it, to try to work through some of those issues.
Well, Commissioner Boyce, I don't want to belabor this, this meeting. There are other people that have legislation that needs to be approved. Certainly, I do want to have a conversation, the NAACP does. And several questions, to the CEO of the Workforce Development Corporation, NAACP is always, we met with you about 4 years ago. We want to know how many Black people you serve, what positions have you secured for them, all of those questions. And we have never been able to get those answers. So perhaps at a later date, you can provide those answers to the NAACP. I also want to know what are the stats that Black women in, in Franklin County have lost their jobs as it relates to COVID. I'd like to have those statistics. I can go on and on, commissioners, but I'm not going to belabor this. It's my hope, Again, don't ever call the NAACP and say what you said, Jim Schimmer, because we do have a relationship with Commissioner Boyce. And you called me at 4:54. You should have called me at 8 o'clock on Monday. That's all I have, Commissioner Boyce. Thank you.
And go ahead. Commissioner O'Grady, please.
President Watson, first of all, you and I have had conversations many times. You know you're always welcome to come here, always welcome to present, always welcome to question anything that we do, anytime. We've had this conversation many, many times. Number one. Number two, this is a $2.5 million resolution where we're trying to do what we can to help many women in Franklin County. And I know you have questions, but I guess what I'm trying to get to is, it sounds to me, obviously you have many questions, but on the other hand, it also sounds to me as though you're saying, you can get your questions answered at another date. What I want to know is, where are you with us on passing this resolution this morning? Because, three of us are ready to vote to pass this resolution this morning, but at the same time, you have questions. And so, this is $2.5 million worth of work that has gone in for a lot of people that's going to benefit a lot of folks here in Franklin County. And this is, your opposition to it here that we found out about just here in the last, 24 or more hours is the first that we've heard about any opposition to it. And so we're trying to, the three of us, but at the same time, we don't want to be, none of us wants to be in opposition to the NAACP, or certainly none of us wants to be in opposition to Nana Watson. So I guess I'm getting, I don't know if it's a mixed message, but I want to get some clarity on your message this morning.
You're on mute, Ms. Watson.
Did you want me to speak? Because I can, if you want me to, I can put all the questions out right now if you'd like that.
Well, I mean, I think the concern I have with that is I'm not sure they'll all be able to be answered. So what I would suggest, and Commissioner Grady, you tell me, and Ms. Watson, and Commissioner Crowley, you tell me if this works for you. Like Commissioner Grady, we're prepared to pass this resolution, but we can do it with the caveat that a meeting be immediately organized to address these questions. And I would ask that my staff and the administration be present for that, and that the questions be answered. You know, you always know, we may not have been in agreement with everything, but we'll be in a position to move forward. And at no time ever, if you ask for data or questions about information, that should be given to you. And it should be, that is not confidential information. That's stuff that we should be able to get you. So we'll have to work with the right entity to get you that information. But I would suggest we pass the resolution, but then immediately organize a follow-up meeting with Ms. Watson and the appropriate people and get her questions addressed if Ms. Watson is okay with that.
We also have Lisa Pat.
You know, I am okay with that because the NAACP considers we are partners with the county, and all of you know us very well. Very transparent. I have more time behind me than I do in front. We want to make sure that Black people are receiving what they're supposed to be with county dollars. That's it. I just have questions, and we'd like to get those answered.
Commissioners, can I make a recommendation if that is the direction that you go in? Joy Bivens, Deputy County Administrator of Health and Human Services. If the direction that the commissioners decide to go in and pass the resolution and an immediate meeting is put together, I would ask from President Watson, so that we are prepared from county administration and others to have those questions prior to the meeting so that we have time to gather the information that you and the NAACP will need. That's
fair.
Steve, that I can send you those questions. I certainly can. They're not difficult.
And then I would ask Deputy Administrator Bivens to take the lead in quarterbacking the meeting with my office as well, and that should certainly include all the appropriate entities, Jim Shimmer from EDP and so forth. If Deputy Administrator Bivens could take the lead, that'd be great.
I just got word that Administrator Wilson's on the line from Portland and would like to speak.
Okay.
Administrator Wilson, are you there?
Good morning, Commissioners. Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. I just wanted to add that we will work with President Watson to get her the data that she is requesting regarding the impact of COVID-19 and this pandemic on women of color and the job placement efforts of the Workforce Development Board of Central Ohio as it relates to providing employment services and job placement services for African Americans within the county. I spoke with President Watson a few days ago and expressed a commitment to getting that data. This resolution here is an effort to have 3 cohorts of 50 women in the community that have been adversely impacted by COVID-19. There will be an outreach effort to make sure that we get individuals the help they need and the placement they need. And as this board has acted during this pandemic, we will be taking action and continue to take action on multiple levels to help all the various groups within Franklin County that have been impacted by COVID-19. So I just want to say that I am confident that the Department of Economic Development and Planning and County Administration will be able to satisfy President Watson's wishes as it relates to data, because we've had a very collaborative relationship with the NAACP and President Watson in providing information that she's requested. A lot of times the information has to come from multiple sources, but we are committed to getting the information related to employment here in Franklin County. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. I think Commissioner Crowley had something she wanted to add.
Yes, I do. Thank you, President Watson, for your voicing your concerns and your frustration in not getting the data or not having the lines of communication that you have anticipated or wanted over the past few days, few years, at least with the Workforce Development Board. I will say, we know that during COVID-19, especially with our the most marginalized communities, Black and brown women especially, have been disproportionately impacted by losing their jobs. Those who are gig workers or in the service industry or childcare workers have been hit hardest. But I also get that what you're just asking for is more transparency and accountability. And that should be across the board, especially with, as a steward of taxpayer dollars, but especially with ARPA dollars, we have to be mindful and should have this data, and we'll track it going forward. So I want to say I appreciate your objection to this resolution, but then also want to acknowledge the fact that Franklin County has been committed, to making sure that we support initiatives that really focus on the most marginalized, as we see with Building Futures, Driving Futures, Roads to Work, and other initiatives and things that are currently pending to support those to go back to work. And so I just want to say I appreciate your objection. I think there should be more transparency and accountability. Looking forward to providing or getting that data so I can see it for myself, but then also to satisfy the NAACP, who is always looking out for the most marginalized. But also want to say that, we have to, do a better job of communicating and providing the things that you ask for when you ask for them. So then this could be avoided. But with that, I definitely do support this initiative. Thank you to Commissioner Don Tyler Lee for heading up this initiative. Even in the short period of time that you were here, you wanted to make a footprint and leave a legacy. So definitely appreciate this initiative and working on this, and everyone who had a hand in this in this initiative.
And Commissioners, Lisa Pat McDaniel submitted a memo, as you all have, with some of the data questions, I believe. I don't know if these were the exact questions that President Knudsen, because I haven't had a chance to look at it, as well as this document here. So I want to make sure that you all have this information in front of you.
Yeah, thanks. The questions were asked by the NAACP, not the board. So if Ms. Watson has a right to that information too, and should respond to. But if we could, I'm going to ask for a quick pause, and I'm going to ask Ms. Hummer to come up for a second, just to discuss one issue that's come up here, just briefly. So we're going to take a quick pause.
Oh. No, go ahead. I thought you meant.
Do I mute the call?
Look, as we live and breathe, there's a Mark Kovac sighting in the room. It's been almost 2 years, huh? Yeah. you doing? What's that?
All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Thanks for indulging me. I'm actually going to move to table this resolution for a week, and we're going to come back and do it next week. In the meantime, I'm going to ask that Deputy Administrator Bivens coordinate ASAP this meeting with Ms. Watson and all of the right people, including Jim Shimmer and his team, and just, I do want to be clear that it's very clear to me in talking to my colleagues, the support for this resolution does exist, that this is the type of initiative that we believe in. It is a part of our values construct and system, but we think that there needs to be, the questions should always be answered. And that was my inquiry on my side from my office too, to make sure that the NAACP got the answers that they were seeking. So with that, is there a motion to table for 1 week?
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded and voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 77521 has been tabled until October 12th.
Thank you.
Resolution number 77621, resolution authorizing a grant agreement with the Saunders Public Relations Group to support the Stable Housing Initiative in the amount of $60,700.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snap, Assistant Director at Franklin County Economic Development and Planning. The county desires to engage in actions to protect the health, safety, and welfare of residents of Franklin County from the effects of the coronavirus disease, and such actions are targeted to reduce the number of Franklin County residents at risk of homelessness due to the adverse financial consequences caused by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The Saunders Public Relations Group desires to support the county's goals by supporting and bringing awareness to the Stable Housing Initiative by aiding various community partners, including Franklin County, in meeting the needs of its residents. The Saunders Group will create a comprehensive marketing and media strategy that connects residents to eviction protection and rental assistance resources by leveraging social media, media relations, digital communications, billboards, and developing comprehensive marketing materials. The Saunders Public Relations Group will be supporting the Stable Housing Initiative's eviction prevention and rental assistance website called Rentful that was funded with support from the City of Columbus. The Saunders PR Group is a certified, women-owned, and minority business enterprise with over 25 years in event planning, marketing, strategic communications, and media relations based in Columbus, Ohio. This contract is funded by the American Rescue Plan Act in the amount of $60,700. Gail Saunders, CEO of the Saunders Public Relations Group, is in attendance should you have any questions, and I'm going to go ahead and let her speak for a couple minutes. Gail, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Good morning, and thank you, Ms. Snap, and good morning, President Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Crawley, Administrator Wilson, and Deputy Administrator Janice, thank you so much for the opportunity. And I have to say happy birthday to President Boyce. As you know, my son's birthday is tomorrow and he will be turning 18. So October is a special month for your family and ours. So happy birthday. Happy
Thank you so
birthday.
much.
Absolutely. So we're just feel it is an honor and privilege to support the Stable Housing Initiative with our work relative to marketing and communications. We know that stable housing is critical to the physical and mental well-being of families and children and seniors as well. And so through this opportunity, we will reach those hard to count communities, hard to reach communities. We certainly have strategies that include social media, a digital campaign, billboard campaign, and also reaching families through CODA as well. And so in addition to that, we're going to leverage our influencers that we have in these communities to help us get the word out about the Stable Housing Initiative and resources available for rent subsidy. And so we are privileged to be able to partner with you. We thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to working with all of the partners on this very important initiative.
Commissioners, pending any questions, we would request your approval of this resolution.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 77621.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Crowley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 77621 has been adopted. Resolution number 77721, review of the petition to annex .523 plus or minus acres from Jackson Township to the City of Grove City, case number ANX-31-21.
This resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of .523 acres from Jackson Township to the City of Grove City. The area to be annexed includes property located at White Road, which is south of White Road, east of Hoover Road, and north and west of Interstate 71. Petition was filed by agent and attorney Casey Wall of Wall Law on behalf of the owner, Christina M. Scott. 50% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with the City of Grove City, and the city passed resolution number CR-49-21 on September 7th, 2021, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved, in a statement regarding incompatible land uses in the zoning buffer. The petition meets all the statutory requirements outlined in section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we would request your approval of this resolution.
Any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 77721.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Crowley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 77721 has been adopted. Resolution number 77821, review of petition to annex 34.9 plus or minus acres from Madison Township to the City of Columbus, case number ANX-32-21.
This resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of 34.9 acres from Madison Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes property located at 5141 Ebright Road, that's west of Ebright Road, north and east of Columbus Lancaster Road, and south of Winchester Pike. The petition was filed by agent and attorney David Hodge of Underhill and Hodge on behalf of the owner, James R. Ployles, CPA LLC. And to note, Eric Zartman of Underhill and Hodge is in attendance if you have any questions. 25% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with the City of Columbus, and the city passed resolution number 2277-2021 on September 13th, 2021, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved, and a statement regarding incompatible land uses in the zoning buffer. The petition meets all the statutory requirements outlined in section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we would request your approval of this resolution. And also, Commissioners, I do want to note, because there was a question at briefing, that the proposed use is a multifamily development with a parkland dedication component, but there's no specific plan or development plan at this time.
Any comments or questions? All right, hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 77821.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 77821 has been adopted. Resolution,
Thank you.
thank you. Resolution number 77921. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Stephen Sanford at 3930 Armouth Avenue, Mifflin Township, Ohio 43219.
Commissioners, Stephen Safford received on December 4th, 2006, a home loan of $2,887 on real estate commonly known as 3930 Armouth Avenue in Mifflin Township in the city of Columbus. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied. The property taxes are paid in full, and I would respectfully ask the commissioners to sign the discharge of mortgage associated with this property.
Any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 77921.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 77921 has been adopted.
Thank you, commissioners.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Next is fleet management.
Resolution number 78021. Resolution authorizing disposition of personal property, including motor vehicles and equipment that are no longer needed for public use, are obsolete, or are unfit for the use it was acquired, and authorizing the Director of Fleet Management to dispose of said items by transferring title to other governmental agencies in Ohio by internet auction or selling as salvage.
Good morning, Commissioners. Charlotte Ashcraft, Director of Fleet Management. This resolution is requesting authorization to dispose of 12 retired vehicles. Fleet Management is asking permission to dispose of these vehicles through donation to other government entities, selling them online, or proper salvage disposal. Our transfer program began in 2009, and we have helped so many smaller governmental agencies. So many of these smaller agencies have limited funds for vehicles, and our donation program is a lifeline for them. By transferring to another agency, we do not incur the cost to remove the equipment and the decals, which that cost can outweigh the amount that we would get through auction. Those that are wrecked will be disposed of as salvage due to their damage, and all others will be sold through govdeals.com. Pending any questions, I respectfully request passage of this resolution.
Commissioners, are there any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 78021.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner Crawley.
No. I mean, yes, sorry.
There's a lot of things that are going on here over the years.
We need to
That
do
one-
over.
that one
Well,
might
we
be-
can start over.
That one might be a first.
I said that emphatically too. I really don't even know why.
No.
I don't know. My apologies.
Mark Kova immediately
Yes.
started writing an article on that.
The
like,
day he
yeah,
shows up,
there's a
the
news
day
story
he
here.
shows up. Yes,
Don't
I
anybody
approve.
accidentally go to another-
It really is. Mercury really is in retrograde. Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 78021 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Next is Jobs and Family Services.
Resolution number 78121. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with the St. Vincent Family Center to support transportation services for Medicaid-eligible youth participating in day treatment programs in the amount of $570,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Assistant Director of Job and Family Services. St. Vincent's Day Treatment Program provides mental health counseling and services for 6 to 9 months to ensure children are prepared to return to school ready to learn. However, recent changes in the behavioral health redesign have reduced capacity to privately underwrite travel expenses, creating an equity issue for vulnerable children and families with behavioral health needs. Under this agreement, St. Vincent's will continue to serve approximately 160 children in their day treatment program, utilizing pass-through funds from the Ohio Department of Medicaid to our agency to support non-emergency medical transportation services. And pending any questions, I request your approval.
Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 78121.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 78121 has been adopted. Resolution 78221, resolution approving a COVID-19 recovery grant with the City of Columbus, Office of the Mayor, Celebrate One for the Health, Equity, Innovation, and Birth Centers Initiative in the amount of $98,223.
Commissioners, October is Sudden Infant Death Syndrome, or SIDS Awareness Month. And so we are proud to bring forward an important resolution to support the work of Celebrate One and our collective efforts across Franklin County to curb the alarming high infant mortality rate. The rate is fueled by longstanding racial disparities that result in a lack of education, resources, and support for women and children in high-risk neighborhoods. Through this new Health Equity Innovation and Birthing Center initiative, Celebrate One seeks to expand access to more intensive and intentional birthing methods, including doulas and midwives, to address maternal and infant health outcomes, while also creating a space to better meet the needs of mothers and children. During this initial award period, Celebrate One will identify prospective sites and delivery models, as well as build relationships with key stakeholders to provide critical supportive services. The partners will also work collectively during this initial period phase to develop a long-term funding strategy. This sub-award aligns with the Ride Together Blueprint Goal number 8, and we are extremely pleased to have our Celebrate One Executive Director, Maureen Stapleton, on hand today to speak a bit more about this resolution and to answer any questions you may have. Welcome, Maureen.
Thank you, Ms. Turner, and thank you to the commissioners for allowing me just to speak for a few minutes today. As you know, Columbus and Franklin County has seen a great deal of progress in infant mortality over the last 5 years. We can show decreases in the African American community, in the non-African American community, Franklin County as a whole, and in particular, our Celebrate One neighborhoods, which are more adversely affected by infant mortality. And while we have been really pleased with the progress that we have made, we have to do more than keep the story going and the work going. We need to accelerate this work, specifically in the African American community, in order to make impact. Between 2019 and 2020, even though infant mortality in all of those areas that I just mentioned went down, the disparity between non-Hispanic Black and non-Hispanic white babies actually got worse. And so understanding that while progress has been made, there needs to be a more equitable distribution and work done in specifically the African American community in order to drive infant mortality down specifically. So as you know, the City of Columbus Celebrate One has just completed its 2.0 iteration. We call it Celebrate One 2.0. And out of that 60-person planning process came a real recognition that in order to do this work, we have to be very focused on health equity. So Columbus and Franklin County and Celebrate One, we will continue to do what we have always done in terms of a mission, and that is to ensure that every child in Franklin County has an opportunity to get to their first birthday. What we're going to be doing differently is laser focused in those communities of color that are most affected by infant mortality. This grant that you are considering today will allow us to do the thing that we have been dying to do since I've been here, and that's about a year, and that's accelerate the work. And so the grant will allow us to have one purpose, laser focused on birthing centers. We know from data that birthing centers and equitable work with Black and brown moms makes a difference in birth outcomes. And so we will, as Ms. Turner said, be working with partners, developing sites, and working with our hospital systems and other partners to ensure that we can get the appropriate funding necessary. Without this position, it would take us probably 3 times as long in order to make this happen. And so I can't thank this commission enough. I can't thank you enough for your continued support. This is not obviously the first time that Celebrate One has depended on Franklin County dollars in order to do our work. We partner with you every year to do major media and campaign awareness on the things that we know impact birth outcomes. We continue to get regular and consistent dollars from the county to drive our work. And so I can't thank the county administration enough, specifically our board vice chair, Eric Janis, and Deputy County Administrator Bivens for having the vision to work with us on this critical issue. But I just want to say thank you. This is going to be exciting for us, and these dollars, again, will allow us to accelerate the work that we have to do in order to make impact in the African American community.
Thank you so much, Maureen. Wonderful words. And pending any questions, commissioners, we request your approval.
Executive Director Stapleton, Deputy Administrator Bivens, Ms. Turner, I'm going to need Ms. Stapleton's contact information. I just spoke to the mayor the other day. We have the large urban county caucus event in DeKalb County, Georgia in December, and need either yourself or someone from your organization to be able to present on a panel at the large urban county caucus of NACO at their symposium the first week of December. And so I'm going to need to speak with you. I'll be leaving for San Diego this afternoon, but I'll try to get a hold of you sometime this week so we can discuss that. So if you guys can get me her contact information so I can give her a call and we can discuss it. I just talked to Mayor Ginther about it the other day, and he offered your services, so.
I actually saw him about an hour after you talked, and he allowed me to understand what you were trying to do, and I'm very excited, and we'll make ourselves available to do that. There is some work that needs to be done at the county level across this country, and so I'd be happy to lend our voice to that panel. And so thank you, Commissioner Brady. And again, thank you. You were with us at the beginning. And so again, the work that we have done together and the work that we will continue to do together will continue to make impact in a way that other cities and other counties around this country just aren't seeing.
Then Council President Ginther asked me to sit on the Infant Mortality Task Force back in the day. And so we've been working on this a long time. But yeah, we made, I talked with Dr. James and decided to make infant mortality one of the hallmarks of my chairmanship of LUC, the Large Urban County Caucus. And so we're gonna, and it's a large urban county issue, certainly in the Midwest, certainly all over the South in particular, but it's a large urban county issue. And so we're gonna have a panel at the symposium in December. And so we'd like to, we need somebody to come and speak.
Thank you.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
I would just add, as always, Director Stapleton, it's always great to see you and work with you. And to your point about the work being done at the county level or the local level is so true, especially in this state. You know that this maternal and infant mortality is near and dear to my heart, and have worked really hard at the state level to be transformational. But, you know, when there is objection and there's not the political will, you have to look at the areas and the people who are willing to do the work. And definitely here at the county and the city are forward thinking in this space. And so we know during COVID that especially for Black mothers in particular and dealing with toxic stress, we are waiting to see the outcomes on birth for infants and mothers, but we know that the numbers already don't look good. They're not what we would expect. And so it takes us to be intentional and be laser focused on the initiatives that we implement to address this head on. And so happy to support this position. I am moderating a panel today with some really heavy hitters in the space to talk about health equity. And one of the things that I was going to talk about is, the Healthy People 2030 goals. We know for white babies, we have already hit that benchmark. But for Black babies and babies of color, like you said, the disparity continues to increase. And so we know what a rising tide lifts all boats, that if we put our money in efforts like this and be focused on equity, that we'll continue to see the decrease in infant deaths among white babies, but we'll start to see the dramatic decrease among Black babies that we hope to see, so that every infant has the opportunity to thrive and not just survive. And we know that doulas and midwives make a huge difference in this space as well. So thank you so much for your continued work. Looking forward to continue to partner with you and supporting initiatives like this that are innovative and that are forward thinking. And so happy to support this with my colleagues on the board. Thank you again for your work.
Thank you, Commissioner. And while we are happy to have you back in Franklin County, I have been very public about the fact that I'm going to miss your voice in the State House.
If there are no additional comments or questions, I move for the approval of Resolution 78221.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
No, I mean, yes.
Resolution,
I'm kidding. Yes.
resolution number 78221 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Resolution number 78321. Resolution approving a contract extension for on-site case management services between the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services and Nationwide Children's Hospital in the amount of $182,576.09.
Commissioners, per this contract, 2 FCDD JFS case managers will be stationed on site at Nationwide Children's Hospital to provide timely assistance in determining patient eligibility, primarily for Medicaid, but also for other agency programs. This contract continues a nearly 20-year partnership between our agency and Children's Hospital. Under the terms, Children's Hospital will reimburse us for the actual full-time employee costs of both on-site case managers, as well as part of the cost for the supervisor and clerical support. The cost not to exceed $182,576.09 over the 12-month term. The new agreement also includes an option to extend the agreement by 2 additional 12-month terms. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 78321.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 78321 has been adopted. Resolution number 78421. Resolution approving an amendment to Resolution number 92519, authorizing the Franklin County Job and Family Services Director to authorize and execute inter-county adjustment agreements of allocated funds on behalf of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners.
Our final resolution for this morning, the state formula used to allocate federal funds to counties is based off census data and does not allow counties to request adjustments. However, a state law passed in 2023 allows counties to trade unused funds from one area for funds in another area where there is additional need, such as our food assistance, employment, and training program. In 2019, you approved a resolution that allows the director to authorize and execute transfer agreements with other counties on your behalf through the end of the calendar year in order to adjust allocated funds for state fiscal years 2020 and 2021. That resolution originally set an end date of July 18th, 2021 for the delegated authority for state fiscal year 2021. However, due to the pandemic, the state ODJFS has extended the liquidation and service period for those funds This resolution would remove that end date and instead delegate that authority only until the state fiscal year 21 funds are no longer available as designated by the State Department of Job and Family Services. In addition to providing a quarterly summary of completed adjustments, County Administrator, we will also continue to provide overviews of all proposed adjustments for the commissioner's review. And pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 78421.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 78421 has been adopted.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners, and happy birthday, Commissioner Boyce.
Thank you so much. Next is Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 78521. Resolution authorizing the President of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to execute a memorandum of understanding with the cities of Columbus and Whitehall, confirming an agreed-upon funding plan for the FY 2021 Justice Assistance Grant application, and to sign all certification and assurance documents related to the grant application.
Good morning, I'm Rochelle Pride, Director of the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. Good morning, Board of Commissioners, our county administration, and Franklin County team and guests. Brittany, welcome, and happy birthday, President Boyce. The Franklin County Office of Justice Policy and Programs intends to submit an application to the Bureau of Justice Assistance for fiscal year 2021 Justice Assistance Grant. Funding to support crime prevention, education, and intervention programs in Franklin County in the amount of $480,880. OJPP has convened with the cities of Columbus and Whitehall to enter into a memorandum of understanding detailing a joint funding plan for the purposes of finalizing the fiscal year 2021 JAG federal application. The presented proposed joint FY 2021 JAG funding plan allocates funding in the amount of $12,204 to Whitehall Public Safety, $100,000 to Columbus Public Safety, $76,000 to Columbus Municipal Court for their DV Capit program and pretrial probation, $141,000 to Franklin County Public Safety for various FCSO initiatives and the HOPE Task Force, $25,000 to County and City Project Taillight, $60,000 reserved for emerging trends and conditions, and $11,809 for pre and post-release reentry initiatives, $8,000 for countywide justice practitioner level and training, and $46,867 for management and administration. This resolution presented to the Board of Commissioners requests authorization for the President of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to execute the memorandum of understanding with the cities of Columbus and Whitehall, confirming an agreed upon proposed funding plan regarding the FY 2021 JAG application. Further, this resolution additionally provides authority for the President of the Board of Commissioners to sign all certification and assurance documents related to the grant application. Required public review and comment period was offered on August the 11th, 2021 through September 10th of 2021, published on the Franklin County Board of Commissioners OJPP website. Pending any questions, we seek approval of this resolution.
Any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 78521.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 78521 has been adopted. Resolution number 78621. Resolution authorizing an amendment to a memorandum of understanding with Columbus Public Health for support of justice programs, including issuance of vital records, in the amount of $20,000.
Thank you. On February 16th, 2021, pursuant to Resolution 0121-21, the Franklin County Board of Commissioners authorized execution of an MOU with Columbus Public Health for staffing support and issuance of vital records for individuals released from the Franklin County Jail and visiting the Rapid Resource Center operated by the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. As part of the agreement, up to $10,000 was authorized to support vouchers for birth certificates for justice-involved individuals receiving services through the RRC. This amendment requests expansion of the target beneficiaries of this agreement to include residents of the Franklin County Community-Based Correctional Facility
and visitors attending community area pop-up events sponsored by the Central Ohio Restored Citizens Collaborative. The need for this service has been overwhelming and far exceeded the initial anticipated demand. Lack of proper identification documents serves as a significant barrier for justice-involved individuals and can delay and/or even prevent access to critical services like treatment, employment opportunities, obtaining insurance benefits, and the list goes on. Federal grant funding has been secured to support reentry needs for individuals leaving a carceral setting, and therefore we are requesting to expand support by $10,000 for a revised total award of $20,000 for multiple federal justice grant programs, including FY 2018 and 2020, comprehensive opioid stimulant and substance abuse site-based, as well as the FY 2018 and 2019 Justice Assistance Grant programs. Please note, birth certificates supported through this agreement with Columbus Public Health and issued to Franklin County residents attending area pop-up events will be reimbursed by the Central Ohio Restored Citizens Collaborative. A purchase order for the additional $10,000 authorized will not be opened until early calendar year 2022, as OJPP does not anticipate liquidation until that time. Pending any questions, we would seek approval of this resolution.
Any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 78621.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 78621 has been adopted.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You
Great,
too.
thank you too. Next is Public Facilities Management.
Resolution number 78721. Resolution authorizing the First Amendment to the contract with CME Federal Credit Union for operation of automated teller machines in the Franklin County Government Center.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Director of Public Facilities Management. Resolution number 57419 authorized a contract with CME Federal Credit Union for the installation, operation, and maintenance of one ATM located in the Franklin County Government Center. This resolution authorizes an amendment with CME Federal Credit Union to exercise the first of 3 optional 1-year extension periods, which will extend the term of the contract through July 29th, 2022. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
Any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 78721.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 78721 has been adopted. Resolution number 78821. Resolution authorizing the First Amendment to the contract with the Huntington National Bank, N.A. for operation of automated teller machines in the Franklin County Government Center.
Resolution number 57319 authorized a contract with the Huntington National Bank for the installation, operation, and maintenance of one ATM located in the Franklin County Government Center. This resolution authorizes an amendment with the Huntington National Bank to exercise the first of 3 optional 1-year extension periods, which will extend the term of the contract through July 29, 2022. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
Are there any questions, Commissioners? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 78821.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 78821 has been adopted with the noted abstention from Commissioner Boyce. Resolution number 78921. Resolution authorizing recycling of information technology equipment declared obsolete by the Franklin County Automatic Data Processing Board.
Periodically, this agency is asked by the Data Processing Board to assist with the recycling of obsolete surplus IT equipment. We do so in a manner consistent with this board's commitment to promote sustainable principles in our policy decisions and programs. Pending any questions, we request your approval to dispose of this e-waste.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 78921.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 78921 has been adopted.
Thank you. We look forward to working with you, Brittany, and have a great birthday, Commissioner Boyce.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, next is purchasing.
Resolution number 79021. Resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,588,669.20.
Sorry about that. Good morning, Commissioners, and welcome, Brittany. Tracy Matthew, Assistant Director of Purchasing, presenting with Marlise Ryan, Economic Equity Administrator in the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of 115 purchase orders, which the County Auditor has pre-certified available funding. I'll turn it over to Marlise to provide the small and emerging business enterprise purchase order data.
Thank you, Tracy, and good morning, Commissioners. We have for your approval this week 13 out of 29 eligible purchase orders that are being presented for award to 4 women business enterprise, 5 minority business enterprise, and 4 small and emerging business enterprises, totaling $184,107.71, which equates to 44% of the eligible purchase order value and 70% of the eligible purchase order dollar value. The following agencies have increased supplier diversity of goods and services within Franklin County: Public Facilities Management, the General Services Fleet Division, Animal Control and Care, Data Center, Prosecuting Attorney's Office, the Probate Court, Clerk of Courts, Sheriff, Engineer's Office, and Emergency Management.
Pending any questions, Commissioners?
Go ahead, Tracy.
Sorry, Marlene. We respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 79021.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 79021 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, too. Next is Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 79121. Resolution approving the issuance of healthcare facilities revenue bonds, Series 2021, Traditions at Brookwood Project of the County of Franklin, Ohio, in an original aggregate principal amount not to exceed $27 million, and consenting to and approving the execution and delivery of a lease, sublease, a bond purchase agreement, and assignment in connection with the issuance of such bonds.
Morning, Commissioners. I'm Erin Sutton with Dinsmore and Shoal. We're serving as bond counsel on this transaction. The resolution before you seeks your approval as the elected representatives under federal tax law with respect to the issuance of bonds to be issued by the County Hospital Commission of Franklin County under Chapter 140 of the Ohio Revised Code. Upon their issuance, the proceeds of the bonds will be loaned to Traditions at Brookwood, which is a nonprofit affiliate of National Church Residences, and used to construct a 103-unit senior living complex located on East Livingston in the Berwick neighborhood of the city of Columbus. The public hearing concerning the issuance of the bonds was held on September 29th at the Hospital Commission meeting after notice was placed in the Columbus Dispatch on September 21st. It's important to note that, as with all conduit revenue bonds, these bonds would not constitute a debt or general obligation of Franklin County and will be secured by a mortgage of the facilities and a limited guarantee of National Church Residences as the parent. I'm happy to take any questions you have on the bonds. Tanya Hahn from National Church Residences is also here to take any questions you might have on the project. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? No. Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 79121.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 79121 has been adopted.
All right, okay, thank you. That concludes our regular agenda. Are there any journalizations?
Yes, there are, Commissioner. There are 3. For the first one, case number ANX-35-21, an expedited Type 2 annexation petition ANX-35-21 was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on September 10th, 2021. The petition is requesting to annex 2.2 acres from Hamilton Township to the village of Ovets. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on October 12, 2021. The site is located at 4870 Lockbourne Road, PID number 150-000355, Lockbourne Road, PID number 150-000448. Next is case number ANX-36-21. An expedited type 2 annexation of petition ANX-36-21 was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on September 23, 2021. The petition is requesting to annex 70.625 acres from Madison Township to the city of Canal Winchester. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on October 26, 2021. Site is 5681 Bixby Road, PID number 181-001376 and 180-005411, as well as 5681 Rager Road, PID number 181-001307. Next is case number ANX-37-21, an expedited type 2 annexation petition ANX-37-21 was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on September 27, 2021. The petition is requesting to annex 6.0 acres from Norwich Township to the city of Hilliard. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on November 2, 2021. The site location is 4702 Cosgray Road, PID number 200-001341.
Great, thank you. I do want to just say that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We've got a presentation scheduled for next week, and so you'll see the purple ribbons around, and I hope that you can get one and support the cause and the efforts. And so we'll have a little more. We'll have some guests here next week, right? Next week to recognize. That'd be great, and look forward to that. I feel like there was one other thing. Are there any members of the media who are not present today that have any questions? All right, seeing that there are none, that concludes our meeting. Thank you so much. I know, Mark, you're here. If you want questions, you can have at it. So thank you, everybody.